We're in today with the 2018 RX 590 from Sapphire. This video card has a lot of specs, so we're gonna take it for a ride today. We're gonna see how it's running. It's got 8 gig of GDDR5, 256 bits, DirectX 12 support, 2300 shaders, 1500 on the core clock with 2100 on the memory. This is going to be paired up with the i9 10th gen. I'm gonna see how it's running in this glorified game. Seriously, I love the game. It's fantastic. Let's jump in and see how it's running. Okay, we're in like Flynn. Yes, let's see the settings here and see what we can do. I'm gonna start with low details. No, low details, Daniel. Apply the settings. I'm gonna go in full screen. FSR. No. All right, so how we doing? Low details, no upscaling. All right, so 100 FPS. That would be ideal to have, seriously. But if it's going 70, 80 FPS, I will take it because this is a fantastic GPU. This is a 175 watts GPU, you know, so chip power and core power, actually they are not, because it's chip power and you subtract the core power from that value. But in this case, yeah, it's quite fantastic how it's running with low details with no upscales. The fan is on 77 and it keeps it on 57. This is an efficient video card. I'm not joking, seriously. This is a magnificent cooler on a video card. Look at the system RAM, how it's eating. 20 gig of system RAM. I mean, yeah, I don't care. But you look at the i9 10th gen, 20%. This is the clue that tells me that I can try older CPUs, because I managed to see that 6th gen i5 and I realized, man, I can actually play the games with this, seriously, with older hardware. So yes, on low details, I really appreciate how it's performing, this video card, seriously. All right, let's try medium settings. Let's see how the settings are working. This is quite interesting to see, seriously. I'm looking at the GPU and it's on 6.1, 6.8 gig of VRAM. I mean, the GPU is doing a fantastic job on medium details. It's reaching 150 watts. That's a lot of wattage considering this is a 175 maximum TDP. And because of 77% on the fan, the GPU stays on 60 degrees and that's a fantastic temperature. Now with medium details, it gives me like what, for 58, 60 FPS on average, and this is no upscale. Now with this, outside, apparently it's eating 17.4, 17 gig of system RAM. This is so cool. I love medium details. Okay, let's try high details. Apparently the GPU is performing really well. I'm actually curious how it's performing. I think the performance on high detail will be on point. It's reaching like 7.3, 7.4 gig of VRAM. If it's reaching that 8 gig of VRAM, then you'll get in trouble. So 40 FPS on average, hopefully it will average so we can see the minimals and 1%. Yes, so 40 FPS on average with 30 on minimal. It's playable, but this is the moment you start adding upscaling, you know. There is no upscale here, so this is just basic. So at this basic level with high details, apparently the GPU is drawing around 160 watts of power, giving only 40 FPS on average. Not okay. But the temperature is sitting on 60 degrees, and that's good with 77% power on the fan. I'll take it. This is a good performance on high details, but you can actually see this is the limit for the GPU. Medium details, apparently with some upscale, will be ideal. High details, we're gonna swap it to ultra. This is so cool. On ultra details, apparently it's performing similar, but the only thing is different is just a couple of FPS and maxing out the VRAM. Look at that, 7.6 gig of VRAM used. The chip power, 145 watts. Actually, it was more wattage on the higher details. I'm guessing because what? I don't understand. It makes no sense. Seriously, it makes no sense. Why is it still the same temperature, even cooler? Look, maybe it's the area. I will choose medium to high details and maybe put some scaling on it, and that's it. anti-aliasing, and can't wait to see how it's running. Can't wait to see the upscaling, how it's performing. We managed to reach maximum details with this video card, and we got 35 FPS. Let's average it here because we want to use some upscales. So we're gonna keep it on ultra details, and we are going to put the render scale to 720 on 66% render resolution. Yes, let's see how are we getting. Wow, only with render scale I managed to increase the performance. Let's average it here. Oh my god, this is such a nice performance. Seriously, I'm very impressed. Only with the render scale, apparently, on Ultra, I set it up on 720p, that's 66% on render scale, and I get 145 watts consumption. Yes. So let's see if we can go around and see, maybe it's filling up the VRAM. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm gonna see some details in here. Apparently I can't kill any chickens. So regardless of that, oh, you're abandoning. No, I'm not abandoning her. Seriously, 7.5 gig of VRAM. That's actually fantastic. 41 FPS on average. I'll take you. 18.6 gig of system RAM. Oh my god, how much system RAM is eating? Seriously. But I like this idea of 66% render scale. I'll take you. Seriously, I'll take you. I like it. Seriously. We're gonna put it back on 100% and we can start using some upscale. Yes. So we're gonna start with FSR2 and we're gonna start with quality. Yes. And see how it's running. Zero sharpening. All right. This is actually fantastic to see the performance on FSR2 with quality. Apparently, it's something similar with the render scale that was on 720p with 66% render scale. The details are quite fantastic because you can actually see a lot of details with quality. It didn't affect the upscale. Having the game set up like this with Ultra, with FSR2 on quality, gives you an interesting performance. You know, 45 FPS on average, barely managing to use the CPU. I'm guessing you don't need this i9. Nearly 20 gig of VRAM, system RAM actually, it's not VRAM. 19 gig of system RAM, that's a lot, you know. But the VRAM it's reaching its peak, seriously. Look at that, 7.6 gig of VRAM with nearly 150 watts consumption. That's 100 from 170, you know, so yeah. It's kind of weird to see this amount of FPS and yes, I mean the GPU is performing really well. There is a lot of potential for this to adjust it in such a way that you like it, you know. It makes a lot of heat even though the core is maxed out. If you put the details in the right way, you can actually keep it really cool and get the FPS you want from this. All right, let's change FSR to balance and see how it's running. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting more from this quality because it's exactly the same like the previous one. The only thing is different is on the VRAM it's 7.5 instead of 7.6. System RAM actually is using more system RAM. I don't know why. At least I can get some things done here and walk around the map and actually see how it's performing. I like it, you know, the wattage on the GPU is still the same. The temperature is like 2 degrees cooler, actually 3 degrees cooler with this mode. And I'm reaching just a little more on the FPS on the average. I got 48 instead of 45 or something. Yeah, it's good, it's good. Apparently it's working with 50 actually, 50, 60. Actually, this is much better on balance. Can't wait to test the performance from the FSR because I think it will pass 60 on average. We're gonna get some decent FPS. All right, let's test performance and see how it's running without any sharpening. On performance, I do have a lot of FPS and I did manage to pass 60 FPS. but the specs and the resource are nearly the same, seriously. The only thing I see that is managed to decrease is the wattage, that is under 140 watts. That is okay, that is fantastic, that's a lot of things that will influence the temperature. Wattage the same, VRAM the same, the core is the same. The only thing I notice on performance is that it's using less system RAM, 17.8. So on FSR with performance, you get less system RAM usage. So if you're using some render scale, lower resolution, FSR will help you with the system RAM if you're interested. But I'm guessing you have to put it on low details or something like that, because I'm FSR with performance on ultra details. So yes, it's amazing, the performance. Okay, let's change from FSR to ultra performance. Ultra performance, I can actually see the blurriness, the effective. I can actually see the FSR, seriously. This is interesting. Okay, I never thought I would see that, but apparently it does work. You know, the quality, it's here. You can actually see it in the details. System RAM actually went back, 19.1. Well, I think it's the world. You know, the details of the world, it's influencing the system RAM. 7.4 gig of VRAM, yes. 7.4 gig of VRAM it's used, apparently is dropping. You know, the wattage is still the same, 140 watts. And averaging quite nice, 56, 60. Don't get it. You broke my minimals in 1% because of the glitches. I get better performance. From balanced. I love balance. Actually, look, it's 35 and 38 on 1% and minimal. It does the job. It does the job. I'm not joking. If you're, I don't suggest ultra performance. This is my recommendation. No ultra performance. I think we can still benefit from this video card a lot in order not to use that ultra performance. Let's move from ultra performance FSR and go to Intel XESS. Let's see if this one is doing any justice to us. Ultra quality performance. We're gonna jump into performance. We're gonna see. Apparently I get 30 FPS on average. This is performance. I'm guessing if I put it on the quality, I get nada, you know, so I'm gonna keep it on the performance. This render scale and upscale, I didn't use it for not a single chance. I think there is not a game that I used, but with this occasion, apparently I can see it how it's running with this RX 590. It does the job, you know, it does the job. I don't see any glitches or deformation in, you know, but maybe I need an Intel vGPU, who knows? I don't know, seriously. 7.5 gig of VRAM is using, barely any minimals in 1%. I don't like this upscale, seriously. to be fair, I'm guessing there is other upscales that is more efficient than this one. Seriously, 130 watts consumption and 18.4 gig of system RAM. FSR1, let's see. Performance and ultra quality. 60-70 FPS on average. Let's see, does it keep it? It's not the average that I need. It's the minimals and 1%. Oh yes, look at it. So minimal and 1% is 31 with 37. This is the best one. FSR1 on performance mode. It looks kind of dodgy, you know, doggo, but it does the job. 7.5 gig of VRAM, 57 degrees. It's keeping the GPU cool. It's not overheating it, and that's it. Hello, FSR1 with performance. I like you all day, apparently. I don't like the quality of how it's doing. It looks like this some weird animation, you know. Right, FSR1 with ultra quality upscale. So with FSR1 on ultra quality, apparently I get to have 28 minimals FPS, 26 actually, and keep dropping. But It's quite decent. It looks really fantastic on FSR quality. I think the FSR 1 will be ideal with some balance option. I get it dropped to 9 FPS on minimals and 26 on 1%. Yeah, I don't really like this. System RAM, it's 18.8. That's good on the system RAM. 7.5 gig of VRAM and nearly 150 watts consumption. I'll take it. But it's actually overheating. It's actually hitting the GPU 59. It's reaching 60 degrees. So ultra quality with FSR, it's stressing the GPU just a little. NVIDIA NIS. Let's try NVIDIA NIS ultra quality. Okay, so with NVIDIA NIS on ultra quality, apparently we get 40-50 FPS on average. If it's keeping 50 FPS on average with this amount of minimal, I will say we have a new winner. Seriously, I like how it's working with NVIDIA NIS. The only thing I'm curious is to see if there is no glitches on this, because you remember with FSR there was a lot of glitches here. So if I got glitches and see, no glitches with AMD FSR, I got glitches. I got with NVIDIA, no, apparently glitches are everywhere. The matrix is broken. Damn. Alright, I actually thought I would get away with this. Apparently not. I'm very happy to see how it's performing, seriously. I got 7.6 gig of VRAM used with this one, 140 watts. Yeah, lots of glitches everywhere. I don't know why. I think it's from the AMD drivers. You know, but 43 FPS on average. Let's see, NVIDIA NIS Ultra Quality, NVIDIA NIS Performance. Alright, so with NIS on performance, apparently we got decent FPS. We got better minimals than 1%. Hopefully it's holding it and doesn't show me a lot of glitches here. Nice. How many do I have to collect like that? You know what? I thought it would be boring to walk around this city, you know, this town, but I managed to learn it. I'm not joking. I went through so many inches and corners here. Apparently I managed to learn everything. Now that I managed to do an average on this one, yes? So with NIS performance. And I like how it's working, and I like how it's... Oh, yeah, I don't like how it's looking. Seriously, I will put it on balance or something and lower the render scale or lower the resolution. I don't need this ultra with upscaling, you know. I will keep it on such a amount of details until I get 60 FPS and VSync it, and that's it. It's doing a fantastic job, you know. It's got 7.5 gig of VRAM used, and I can actually see it for the first time. The core clock is doing 98, 99. That means on the limit. See, the delay is fluctuating. You can actually see I'm at the edge of the bottleneck for the core. So yes, I do appreciate how this upscaling is doing, because it gives me 19 FPS on minimal, not okay. 31 on 1%, that's actually good, with 135 watts maximum. That's so good. That's really good. Not good, really good. This video card truly can hold even today the new generation of games. On low details, I don't care. On medium details, I don't care. It runs on low and medium details. That's the preference I will choose. Medium details was like the sweet balance in between everything. Maybe with some FSR on balance with medium details. I think that will be ideal for this video card. But aside from this, I don't know. I'm just curious, what settings did you like? Or what settings would you like to have in the game if you had this video card?